In this lesson, we'll use prepared textures to add them to two objects. We'll use the Node Wrangler Importing Textures feature, and we'll use Principled BSDF as it supports PBR rendering, so we'll get nice results. Let's start with the binoculars first. Here we see the binoculars where we will add all of the textures. To do it, we must select the object, then go to the node editor and select the Principled shader. Press Ctrl-Shift-T and we can select all the textures for this mesh. Let's select the ones with the proper name. Node Wrangler is making the whole work for us, but if you will do it next time, I definitely recommend to name textures accordingly to their function. It makes everything way easier. Let's accept, and we can see that not all of the textures were imported, so we need to add them manually. Transmission a little bit lower, and subsurface scattering color and weight somewhere in the middle. There are a lot of textures now. To see the ambient occlusion, we need to add mixed color node and multiply our diffuse texture with the ambient occlusion one, and I usually go with 0.75 for value. We need to connect rest of the nodes too, so transmission goes to transmission, changing to non-color. Subsurface scattering color, plugging to radius. We'll leave it as sRGB because we want color information. And weight, non-color, to the corresponding socket. And we're done. It's really simple. PBR method gives us a nice result, and setting it up was pretty easy. Next, we'll texture the sand mesh, so basically this plane. We used this model already in the lesson about displacement, so now it's time to give it the rest of the textures. So we're doing exactly the same thing. Selecting the Principled shader, pressing Ctrl-Shift-T, selecting the textures, importing missing ones, multiplying base color by ambient occlusion, and adjusting the strength of the displacement. We also need to change the displacement type in the material properties to displacement and play with the mid-level and scale value. In this case, we didn't need to import missing textures and mix ambient occlusion with diffuse because this material didn't have them, but this is the general workflow for every model, so I'm saying that just in case. As you can see, importing PBR textures is super easy. And if you want to change anything like brightness or give a tint to a base color, you can just add adjustments nodes between the maps and the shader and customize everything to your liking.